Diana Lisa, or I go by DL. And in this video, I'm going to show you my process of creating a greeting card collection. My first greeting card collection. That may beg the question, well, how many greeting card collections have you done? So why am I sharing a greeting card process with you when I haven't completed any greeting card collections? Well, it all starts with the relationship of a mother and child, and more personally, my relationship or my feelings as a mother with my children now that they are adults and gone and moved on. But let me back up a second. So I think they came out of a phone call with one of my children, a little bit of a difficult situation, and I just wanted to be able to reach out and give a hug, and I could not do that. They were very far away. So I started thinking about snowdrops for a different reason, and I thought, wouldn't it be so sweet if I could depict them hugging, because that's what I felt in the moment. It was a ping, and I wanted to give a hug, and I could not do that. So in thinking about snowdrops, I thought, wouldn't it be sweet if they were hugging? But why even snowdrops? So the images that I found were images of two snowdrops, and I thought it's like the mother-child. And so in this one, to me, it looks like they've emerged in spring. The tall one obviously is the mother, and the shorter one the child. And I thought, mother-child relationship, especially in the beginning, or if it's a first or first-time parent, it's a new beginning. And that's one of the things when you look up snowdrops. Snowdrops symbolize a new beginning. Snowdrops also are a symbol of overcoming challenges. They pop up first through the snow. And this one again was two, and it reminded me of the mother in the foreground and the child in the back, and they're standing next to each other. But the mother in this picture looks very much protective. To me, it did anyways, of the child snowdrops in the background. Snowdrops also symbolize hope, and as a mother, that is one thing that I hope, or that we hope for our children, is for them to be happy and healthy and have whole and fulfilling lives. And this, to me, was a mother standing by her child, no matter what path their life takes them down, that she's there, or the parent is there to stand by. So once I started thinking about that, these were some of the very first sketches. Just grabbed a pen and started sketching a little bit. So if you look real closely, you can see that the snowdrops are hugging. And those were the initial sketches. So these were some of the first paintings, the baby paintings, that I completed. And like I said, there was a lot of feels around there. So the first three that I completed, one of them being one of those in the middle, I sent to my eldest daughter in Colorado for her birthday. And I just sent a very nice message and thought that, well, if these go anywhere, these are the originals, and I wanted you to have them. So there was a big feeling along with sending those off to her, and I'm happy that I did. So here's a closer look at some first iterations. So let's get those back on the scene. It also started with this. I was doing a review session with an artist that I follow on Patreon, and she reacted to this picture, not particularly because of the artwork, I think it was the colors. But when I painted these were done in acrylic gouache, by the way, with Posca pen on top. I wasn't thinking about snowdrops, but I went back to this and I thought, what flower is that? I had to look it up. I wasn't really sure what flower it was. And you could see that I tried some other kind of really Technicolor type snowdrops there, yeah. And so these are back to those images. So from there, it went here to the sketchbook. And then here is that one of trying to depict a hug. From there, I grabbed another. This is also this is a Strathmore tanned multimedia sketchbook, soft cover, and this is regular gouache. And I liked the leaves. Like you can see an attempt here at hugging, but the jungle down here went awry, and that was not what I intended. I did not intend it for a jungle of leaves, just a few, but I thought, oh, I need dark in the background and I need light in the foreground, or dark in the foreground, and it just got to be a jumble. And this one did not even make getting the tape removed, but again, it's another depiction of trying to hug with. Those are really long arms for that mother snowdrop, so that one went on as well. This was a version of the mother standing over the children. This ended up looking like Medusa, so that was a no, and we didn't take the tape off of that one. But it's all practice. And here is another version. This is a version of Stand By You. The petals look sort of sweet, but you could tell I just kind of stopped. Like, okay, that does it. That's enough of that. So those were the first iterations. These were more paintings that I did, and for these I used I'll go back to the screen. I used a Derwent Graphitint paint pan pocket set, and I can talk more about that in a future video, but I did like them. I did like the colors that it gave me, but they're all kind of the same tone, but I still liked it. But in this version, you can see that the messages were like from a mom to a child, like all stand by you, love mom. However, if you're thinking about greeting cards and a collection, you're not going to go buy a card to give to your child that symbolizes your love or I'll stand by you. It's more like for a birthday or something like that. But nonetheless, it was just an attempt or a try. I do like the colors in this one where they're hugging, so I may do something with that later, but of course the wording is going to change. And I'll hold on to you. This was, again, trying to see the little leaves holding hands by each other. So again, I like the colors, but gonna have to change the message. So the first iterations were really also done in Adobe Fresco. So here are some of those, and you can see some right there on the screen. So the sketches, I didn't want to keep drawing and redrawing on paper, because that can get frustrating when I have Adobe Fresco and I can use that. So if I ungroup these layers, you can see that my words are separate from my flowers, and that's done so that I can move things around. You know, I can stretch them out, move them to the side, I can take something away. And so that's why I use Adobe Fresco to kind of check things out, so to speak. So if we look at another one here, sorry, I can't have them open ahead of time. It's just the way that the app is. So if I ungroup these layers again here, you can see that again, I can turn it up. And again, you can see that these wordings, these words, were again when I was thinking about it from a mom to a child, which that will have to be changed. That those words will have to be changed. So here's one that's a bit of a mess, and you'll see why in just a moment. So this has things kind of jumbled all over each other, but that also just shows all the different type of, you know, sketching trying to do. You know, where would the mother be? Where would the child be? So a lot of placement is going on there. So that's a little bit about Fresco. So these were some of the finals in Adobe Fresco that I'm happy with digitally. These are the digital versions. Of course, some of the wording still will need to change placement, but for the most part, these are pretty solid. This is a version of thank you for watching over us. I think this one is okay. I may have to change the placement of the words. Thank you for holding on to me. You can see that the on is way too close to the leaf, so that's going to have to move. But I did want to point out that this one, I liked the version. You can really tell that they're holding hands in this one. This one, A Mother's Love is a Unique Link. Maybe I'll keep that wording. Maybe not sure. Thank you for standing by me. Again, maybe the words need to change size or spread out. I'll have to play with that. But as far as the artwork is concerned, I'm happy with it there digitally. So let's take a look at the final painting. So not the digital version, but the painting version. So this is the version of A Mother's Love is a Unique Link. And so what will happen is once I finalize any details, so the base layers of this one is final. I may go back and put some more detail in. You can see there's a little bit of texture and detail already going on there using pastel pencils and also Caran d'Ache Luminance and Derwent drawing pencils. And then once that is finished, I'll scan those into Photoshop and then print those out maybe to make sure that I know where the words are going to go. So again, that's going to be something done in Adobe Fresco. I don't think I explained that well, but this one is the version of I'll Stand By You. The colors are good. I'm fine. Again, I may come in and do some texture or more details on top. These two are fine as far as the form is concerned. The colors are a little bit not what I think I want for a final, so I'll have to go in. These were all done with Holbein Gouache, and you can see that I mixed and did them over and over and over again because there is hardly any gouache left. And this is Holbein gouache, just regular gouache, not acrylic gouache. So I can go over it with another layer, and that's what I intend to do. And this one of them holding hands, again, I'm happy with the colors and the depiction of them holding. Again, it's just adding in the final wording and where it's going to be. The other thing that I wanted to mention is these I did in a regular, I think this is A4 size, 8.5 by 11 size, so that when I scan them in, and they're going to end up being a 5 by 7 portrait layout of a greeting card, but I wanted to scan them in slightly bigger. So what's next after this? Next, we'll be bringing them into Photoshop and editing them. So again, what I see here on the screen is the digital version I did in Adobe Fresco, but I'll be bringing in those final paintings that you saw, and that's what I'll edit in Photoshop. So please stay tuned for part 2, and we'll see where this journey continues. Thanks for watching.